9 years of game, countless galaxies, and once again, Hello Games decides to turn the key, focusing not on vibrant colors but on the void. I, as a longtime explorer of No Man's Sky, confess that the Breach update is not just another patch. Technically, it deepens something that was pending, the exploration of space wreckage. We leave aside the generic procedural loot and enter abandoned Corvettes in purple star systems. The issue here is not what you gain, but how you risk to get it. The atmosphere is more oppressive, almost survival horror. We are talking about haunted starships with a new seasonal expedition that lasts 3 weeks and focuses on collecting rare modules. If you came expecting just another coat of paint, rethink. The Breach adds a dark facet. A new gameplay loop focused on dismantling these ships in the vacuum, using your multi-tool laser, and it also brought significant improvements to Corvettes' customization and collision. Let's dive into the details. What really changed in the exploration and construction mechanics? This edition of Space Wrecks completely changes the dynamic of exploration in No Man's Sky. Now, you're not just flying from one planet to another. There's a whole layer of discovery in space itself. It's that feeling of finding a lost treasure floating in the void, and this brings a good tension when you approach these destroyed structures without knowing exactly what you'll find inside. The idea of salvaging parts from these crashed ships adds a real purpose to exploring every corner of the solar system, because you can find rare components or technologies that would make you spend hours mining on planets. What I like most about this mechanic is how it values curiosity. Before, the space between planets was somewhat empty. You jumped from A to B and that's it. Now there's a reason to slow down, investigate that strange signal on the radar, and discover a wrecked ship with a story to tell. It's the kind of content that is not mandatory, but that greatly enriches the experience for those who like to explore every detail of the universe. Furthermore, this salvaging mechanic creates a satisfying gameplay loop. You find the wreck, explore the debris, salvage the parts, and then use that to improve your own fleet or sell to other players. It's a tangible reward for your invested time, and that makes all the difference in an exploration game like No Man's Sky. It's not just look how beautiful, it's look what I got from this adventure. The feeling of space archaeology that this feature brings is unique. You imagine the history of that ship, what happened to the crew, why it was there. Hello Games has always had this ability to create environmental narratives without needing cutscenes or long dialogues, and the space wrecks perfectly amplify this. Each wreck tells a silent story. Ultimately, this edition shows that the game is still evolving in intelligent ways. It's not just adding more planets or more animals, it's filling the empty spaces with meaningful content. Space wrecks make the universe seem more alive and dangerous, and that's exactly what a space exploration game needs. Vertical parts for Corvettes are the kind of addition that seems small on paper, but revolutionizes customization. Until then, you were somewhat limited to building more horizontal ships with designs that followed traditional patterns. Now, with these vertical parts, you can create Corvettes with much more imposing and unique silhouettes. Those ships that, when they appear on the horizon, you think, man, what an absurd machine. It's pure creative freedom. What I like most about this is how it opens up possibilities for designs that resemble iconic science fiction ships. Want to make something closer to a vertical Imperial cruiser? Now you can. Want a Corvette that looks like a space cathedral? You can do that too. This verticality adds an architectural dimension that was previously missing, and for those who like to spend hours in building mode, this is pure gold. It's not just functionality, it's artistic expression. Another important thing is how these vertical parts affect the feeling of scale. A Corvette with imposing vertical towers or structures seems much more massive and intimidating than a flat ship. When you land at a space station or on a planet with other players, your ship stands out in a way that wasn't possible before. It's that my ship is the coolest here moment, and that matters a lot in a game with social elements. From a practical point of view, these parts should also allow for more interesting internal layouts. You can create multiple decks more easily, elevated command areas, engineering sections on different levels. This transforms the Corvette from a simple means of transport into a truly habitable and functional mobile base. It's the kind of detail that improves immersion absurdly. Ultimately, vertical parts are about giving players more tools to tell their own stories through design. Each Corvette can have a unique personality now, reflecting the style and preferences of the builder. It's this kind of freedom that keeps the community engaged and creative, and Hello Games understands that perfectly. Purple star systems are probably the most visually impactful addition in this update. We already had several types of systems, red, green, blue, but purple brings a completely different atmosphere. It's that color that suggests mystery, anomaly, something out of the ordinary. When you jump to a purple system for the first time, you immediately know you are in unexplored territory, and this awakens that primitive curiosity that makes us want to investigate every planet. What excites me most is the potential for unique resources and fauna in these systems. Traditionally, each type of star system has its specific characteristics, certain materials, certain types of planets, certain creatures. Purple systems will likely introduce elements that you won't find anywhere else, creating a legitimate reason to actively seek them out. It's that perfect incentive for hardcore explorers who have already seen everything in traditional systems. The aesthetic also cannot be underestimated. No Man's Sky has always been a visually stunning game, but purple systems add a color palette that is simultaneously alien and mesmerizing. Imagine planets bathed in that purple light, skies with hues you've never seen before, landscapes that look straight out of a psychedelic dream. This renews that feeling of awe that may have diminished for veteran players. Additionally, purple systems can bring new challenges. Perhaps they have more extreme environmental conditions, specific dangers, or more frequent space anomalies. This is important because it keeps exploration interesting. It's not just more of the same with a different color, but a genuinely new experience that requires adaptation and preparation. It's the kind of content that separates casual explorers from true space pioneers. Ultimately, purple star systems represent Hello Games' ongoing commitment to expanding the No Man's Sky universe in meaningful ways. It's not just content for content's sake, it's adding layers of depth and mystery that make the universe feel genuinely infinite and full of surprises. And when you finally find that perfect purple system with incredible planets, the feeling of discovery is incomparable. The improvements in Voyagers' ship construction are exactly what the community has been asking for ages. These ships have always had a unique charm, that more organic and alien design, but the customization system was somewhat limited. Now, with these improvements, you can finally shape your Voyager exactly the way you imagined, without being stuck with generic templates. It's that freedom to take a ship that is already visually interesting and transform it into something truly your own. What excites me most about these improvements is how they level the playing field between different ship types. Previously, Corvettes and other classes had many more customization options, while Voyagers were somewhat forgotten. Now you can invest time and resources in a Voyager, knowing that you will be able to create something truly special, not just functional. This values the diversity of the fleet and makes each type of ship have its own strong identity. From a practical point of view, these improvements likely include more slots for components, new color and texture options, and perhaps even structural modifications that were not possible before. Imagine being able to adjust the shape of the wings, the size of the thrusters, or add decorative details that make your ship look unique in the entire universe. It's this level of detail that transforms a ship from a simple vehicle into an extension of your personality in the game. Furthermore, improvements in Voyager's construction encourage experimentation. You are no longer limited to what you received as standard. You can test different configurations, discover unexpected combinations of parts, and create designs that other players will stop to admire. This experimentation is fundamental to keeping the game fresh, especially for veterans who have already mastered other aspects of construction. These improvements show that Hello Games is listening to specific community feedback. It's not just adding new content, it's refining and improving existing systems that needed attention. And when you see your customized Voyager flying through space, reflecting exactly your creative vision, all the time invested is worth it. Performance optimization is the kind of improvement that doesn't appear in exciting trailers, but that radically changes your daily experience with the game. No Man's Sky is absurdly ambitious technically. Infinite procedural universes, entire planets rendered in real time, complex physics. When these performance improvements arrive, you feel it immediately. Fewer hang-ups when landing on dense planets, smoother transitions between atmosphere and space, faster loading times. It's the difference between playing and truly immersing yourself. What I value most about these optimizations is how they democratize the experience. Not everyone has a top-of-the-line PC or a PS5. Many people still play on more modest hardware. When Hello Games optimizes rendering and performance, they are basically saying, we want everyone to enjoy our game in the best possible way, regardless of the platform. This is especially important in a multiplayer game where you want everyone to have a consistent experience. Rendering improvements also mean that planets look even more beautiful without sacrificing frame rate. Faster texture loading, increased rendering distances, smoother lighting effects. All of this contributes to those breathtaking moments when you discover a paradisiacal planet or an impressive alien landscape. The visual beauty of No Man's Sky is an integral part of the experience, and optimizations ensure that it shines without compromising gameplay. From a technical point of view, these optimizations likely involve better use of system resources, more efficient code, and perhaps the implementation of more modern rendering technologies. For the average player, this translates into longer sessions without problems, fewer crashes at critical moments, and a generally more polished and professional experience. It's the kind of invisible work that supports everything else. Ultimately, optimization is an investment in the future of the game. The better No Man's Sky runs, the more people can play, the more the community grows, and the more future content can be added without overloading the system. It's the technical foundation that allows all those incredible features to work as they should, and that deserves recognition even if it's not glamorous. Exclusive expedition rewards are the fuel that keeps the community coming back for temporary events. It's not just completing challenges for the sake of completing them, it's knowing that you're going to win something unique, something that cannot be obtained otherwise, something that will make other players ask, "Where did you get that?" These rewards transform expeditions from optional content into unmissable events that create that pleasant urgency to participate before it ends. What makes these rewards special is their temporal exclusivity. When you see someone with an item from an old expedition, you know that person was there, participated in that specific moment in the game's history. It's like a digital badge of honor that tells a story without words. This creates emotional value that goes far beyond the item's functionality. It's about being part of something bigger, of a community that lived that experience together. Furthermore, exclusive rewards are generally visually impressive or mechanically unique. It could be a ship with an impossible-to-replicate design, a multi-tool with special characteristics, base decorations that no one else has, or even exclusive companions. These rewards are not just useful. They are style statements that allow you to stand out in the shared universe of No Man's Sky. It's customization taken to the next level. From a game design point of view, these rewards also serve for experimentation. Hello Games can test new concepts, bold mechanics, or experimental designs through expedition rewards without compromising the base game. If something works well, it can be expanded in the future. If not, at least it remained a memorable and limited experience. This keeps the game evolving in interesting and unpredictable ways. Exclusive expedition rewards are about celebrating participation and creating memorable moments. When you look at your collection of exclusive items, each one tells a different story. That difficult expedition you almost gave up on, that cooperative challenge you completed with strangers who became friends, that perfect moment of discovery. They are living trophies of your journey through the No Man's Sky universe. Bug fixes may not be sexy, but they are absolutely essential to maintaining the integrity of the game. Nothing breaks immersion faster than a frustrating bug. Whether it's a planet that doesn't load properly, an inventory that loses items, or a quest that doesn't complete. When Hello Games dedicates time to correcting these problems, they are basically saying, "We respect your time and we want your experience to be impeccable." It's fundamental maintenance that allows everything else to work as it should. What many people don't realize is how accumulated bugs can degrade the experience over time. You learn to avoid certain actions, develop strange workarounds, or simply tolerate recurring problems. When an update fixes these persistent bugs, it's like breathing fresh air. You can finally play the way the game was intended to be played, without unnecessary workarounds or frustrations. This restores confidence in the experience. Visual improvements perfectly complement the technical fixes. They can be subtle adjustments, sharper textures, more realistic light effects, smoother animations, but they collectively elevate the entire presentation of the game. No Man's Sky is a game about discovery and beauty, so every visual improvement amplifies those moments of awe when you find something truly spectacular. It's polishing that makes a difference even when you can't pinpoint exactly what changed. Furthermore, these improvements show a continuous commitment to quality. Many games receive a big update and are then abandoned. Hello Games continues to refine No Man's Sky years after its launch, correcting bugs that could be ignored and improving visual aspects that were already good. This is rare in the industry and creates a relationship of trust with the community that goes far beyond the initial purchase transaction. In the end, bug fixes and visual improvements are about respect. Respect for the player, for the creative work invested in the game, and for the original vision that Hello Games had for No Man's Sky. Every bug fixed is one less problem between you and the perfect experience. Every visual improvement is one more reason for you to stop and appreciate the journey. They are the invisible details that make all the difference.